I'm Rita Devine. I run the summer internship program for NINDS, and I welcome you to our annual career symposium. Glad you could all make it. I know it's mandatory, but glad you made it anyway. It's actually a great day, and I don't think that anyone at the end of the day ever says, boy, what a waste of time that was. So we have a great lineup of speakers. I hope that you take advantage of the talent we have here today speaking. Just about everyone on the program today has been through NIH at some point in their life. They are at different levels of career development, if you can still call that, for established scientists. And ask questions. At the end of the day, if we have time, we will have a panel where you can ask questions. But this is your time to do some networking. These folks that we have speaking today have a great deal of experience that they can share with you, okay? One housekeeping note, if I see a cell phone out, I will shoot you. So, was that clear? Okay, nodding. Okay. So we are very pleased also today to have our new Institute Director, Dr. Walter Koroshetz, here. He's going to say a few words and introduce Dr. Hallett.
All right, it's a pleasure to be here. I just have a couple of messages to the students. First of all, we love you. We want you to succeed. We want you to be in neuroscience. The reason is because we have a lot of patients who have bad neurological disorders that we need better solutions for, and many of us are too old to get those solutions, so we really need the young people to do this. So that's kind of the nugget. And neuroscience is really big, actually. It's if you look at the NIH funding of any area of science, neuroscience gets the most money. It's also attracting the most people. If you look at the number of Ph.D. candidates going into different areas, neuroscience is the most popular. So it's a really amazing field, and every year it just becomes more and more amazing, and I don't see any end in sight. So it's incredibly interesting. I think the area of science that you go into, I would say you have lots of different possibilities. You can choose one, you can switch to another one. The variety is really also quite tremendous. So, I certainly think it's a great career to undertake. I'm glad to hear that Monique is talking about a path out of Brooklyn. Where's Monique? Okay, because that was the path that I took, and that was probably before her. So there are a lot of paths that you start when you're young and you don't know where you're going to end up. But, you know, things, if you do a good job on something, you really like something, it just seems to me that good things kind of fall out of the sky when you least expect them. So the big advice I'd give you is not to just have one plan, but to have a general goal of where you want to go, what you want to do, where you want to contribute to society, and not worry about all the little details, because plan B, when plan A doesn't work, plan B sometimes turns out actually to be better than plan A. So be flexible. Don't worry. When I talk to young people, everybody looks worried. I don't see the reason to worry. Things will work out very well in almost all cases. So that's kind of my message to you today, and I'm real glad you came to NIH for the summer. I hope you had a really good time and learned a lot, and take the experience forward as you go further in your career. And with that, I want to introduce Dr. Mark Hallett, who's a senior scientist at NINDS and has had a long career at NINDS, made an incredible number of contributions. And like myself, he came from the field of science we call neurology, trying to understand how the brain works. The thing that neurologists do is they mix their inquisitiveness about how the brain works with trying to take care of patients who have brain disorders. And the reason those two things link is because it's by seeing how the brain dysfunctions in a disorder that you get an understanding of how the brain works in normal people. So a lot of neurology, a lot of how the brain works, we've learned from, lesions in the brain, what happens to a people after a stroke in a certain area. We used to say when we trained, you learn neurology stroke by stroke. You just piece of the brain here, piece of the brain there. Okay, I know what that piece does. I know what that piece does, and you just put it all together. So neurology is an interesting way of going into this area, and it also allows you this incredible experience of working with people trying to help solve their problems. So Mark, I'm interested to hear what you have to say to the young folks, and unfortunately, for us, it's hard to remember when we were young anymore.